Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I made some cake jars over the weekend, so I wanted to show you guys how I made them and see how pretty these things are. They were so pretty, and it was for my niece. She turned one, yes, over the weekend, and it was such a great party. Anyway, so I decided to film it and show you guys how I made this cake jar. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is just bake your cake as usual. So this was me trying to bake the cake and the birthday cake and the cake for the cake jar and the cupcakes and everything. I made a whole bunch of stuff, and I really had fun because it's been a while. I really had like a bulk of stuff to bake, so it was really great for me. So anyway, for the cake, one thing you want to remember is that you want it to be really light. And usually I find if you want the cake to be really light, it's best you make a meringue. So you make a recipe that involves a meringue, or you can also do the creaming method, but make sure you whip it really well so the cake can be really light when it's baked. So for this cake, I'm going to be using a chocolate coffee cake. The recipe is not on this video, but it's not on this channel at all. Anyway, so this was the cake when it was baked, and one of the most important thing for you to do when you want to make cake jars or a trifle would be to make sure your cake is moist. And one of the ways I do that is once the cake comes out of the oven, I give you like 10-15 minutes to cool down, and then I wrap it up. So it's not completely cool, but it's like kind of still warm. So I wrap everything. So this was like a bunch of stuff I did over the weekend. Anyways, let's get back into the cake jars. So you want to wrap it up and leave it till you're ready to use. Don't open it till you're ready to use. That way it keeps the moisture inside and the cake is really moist and nice. Okay, so onto these jars. Yeah, these jars are 250 mils, and I bought them on Amazon, and it came in a packet of 20. So the first thing you want to make sure you do is the night before, try to wash them in warm, soapy water, and then just leave them to dry out so that you won't have to deal with dipping your cake inside something that's wet. You don't want that. So just wash them, and then turn them upside down and leave it till morning. Anyway, so this was in the morning, and then I needed to make the cake jars, and as you can see, I'm opening it now. So it's right now I'm about to use it. That's when I'm opening it. So if you notice, the cake is really moist, and the way you know is when you touch the top, it sticks to your hand because of the sweat that has been kept inside the cake. Okay, so what we're doing right now is we're just smushing it together. You want to like crush all the parts of the cake, so there won't be big chunks. If I was making a trifle, I would let there be big chunks and then some pieces of cake, but I'm making like a cake jar, and the jars are pretty small, so you want it to be quite compressed. So you want to make sure you like squeeze all of your cake and make it really smooth. Yeah, not like press it together too much, but just make sure it's in pieces basically. Anyways, so the next thing we want to do is we need something to press down the cake, and we need a really nice cream. For this, I'm using my cream cheese frosting that I already made, and it's a little bit watery if you notice, because that way like you can thin it up with whatever frosting you're using. Make sure it's not too sweet and it is not as thick. You don't want it to be thick. Is not the word. The word is, it doesn't have to be too stable. It doesn't have to be too thick. Basically, you want it to be a little bit runny, just slightly, so that it can really infuse into the flavor of the frosting can really infuse into the cake. Anyway, so I have my frosting in jars, and I also have my filling, which is I'm going to be using some jam today. Okay, so this is me trying to fill the cake, yeah, and this was my first jar. And then I put in the cream first, and then my filling, which is the strawberry jam. I didn't make the strawberry jam, to be honest, guys. I just bought it in a jar and put it in a piping bag. You can't make everything, yeah? Well, if you can, you should. Wait, yeah, go for it if you can. Anyway, so it was a really pretty jam, though. It was a really nice jam. So at this point, I decided that if I'm filling everything one by one, I'm going to spend hours here. So I said, okay, I'm going to start and fill all of the layers one by one. Like fill all of the bottom layers, which is the cake. That way it will make it a lot more uniform and faster for me, and a lot easier. And then when I'm done with that, then I'm going to put in the cream and then the jam. I'm just going to do it like one step after the other. It's not like I'm going to do one jar after the other. That way it will be a lot faster and a lot easier for me. Anyways, so that was what I was doing here. So let me gist you guys about this. Yeah, this was supposed to be my niece's birthday, and I had dreamt of this for so long because it has been a while I had not baked, and I was really missing it. And I dreamt of all the beautiful and wonderful things I was going to do. So it was finally the day, and guess what? I was doing this and I was exhausted because I had to work a couple of hours after this, so I was exhausted. Anyways, so okay, so if you notice, before putting the cream, I kind of pressed it down with that thing for making cocktail. I was just looking for what will work. So if you don't have that thing for making cocktail, you can use maybe the bottom of something flat that will just press it down, you know, so that it can be uniform. It's not like maybe some part of it will be sticking out or anything. That way, it just makes your work look nicer, and it makes it look, you know, everything has like even layers. That's what I was going for when I pressed it down. So once you're done with that, you want to put in the cream, and then after the cream you want to put the jar. And if you notice, I'm doing it to the edges of the jars so you can see the outline from outside. That way it makes it really pretty. And then I'm going to fill the middle of it with some jam, and also around it so you can see the layers in it. It was really delicious. They really enjoyed it at the party. Anyways, okay, so this was me putting the final layers of cake into the jars. And if you notice, the cake was almost finishing, and at this point I was hoping like it doesn't finish before like I filled all of the jars. So once you're done with this, the next thing you want to do also is to take that thing I used and then just press it down so that the layers can be even, and fetch as much as possible. Anyways, by the time I was done with this, yeah, I was done with all of the cake. Yet I had like 2 jars left, but I had to improvise. So for this party I also made donuts. Yeah, so and it was mainly 2 donuts. After I frosted all of the 24 I needed, I had 2 extra, so I just picked those donuts and just like crumbled them. So I kind of put it into the jars to look like, so 2 of these ones kind of looks like it had vanilla on top, but it was crumbled donuts. Anyway, so once you're done with this, then you're going to put the cream on top as usual. But one thing I noticed was like I shouldn't have added as much cream on top. The cream on top was a little bit too much. So if I'm going to make it next time, I'm going to add a little less cream on top, or maybe I'm going to use white chocolate. I'm not sure. I'm just going to be testing out like different things and see what works best for me. But anyways, at the party they really loved it. It was delicious. This was the thing I got the most compliments about, and they were gone in no time. Anyway, so guys, once I was done, I had these stickers that I printed out like with the design for the birthday. Like the theme for the birthday was unicorn, and it was white, pink and purple, like, you know, those unicorn colors. So I already had some printout stickers that I was going to use on the side to show what it was for, and also kind of seal it. So if you don't remove that, you can't open it because it kind of seals it. Anyway, so I took the cover and covered every single one of them. And initially I wanted to put the stickers on top, but it didn't really fit. So I said, okay, I'm going to put it by the side, and I think it looked okay. Okay, so these were the stickers I printed, and then I just plastered it on as usual, just normally. Yeah, so some part of it kind of covered the top of the jar too, so it kind of feels like you're, apart from putting the stickers on the cake, you're also sealing it. This was really nice though. This was really delicious, and I enjoyed every second of making this, and I hope I get to make it more often. And I think next time, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to make bigger jars, because you can finish it in a second, like 3-4 spoonfuls, especially if you take like large spoonfuls, if your mouth is big, you know. It's gonna finish in a second. It was so nice because it was so delicious. Anyways, guys, so if you want to buy these jars, I bought them on Amazon. I'm going to leave the link for you guys below in my Amazon influencer store. You guys are going to see them as well. Or if you can, the links are below basically, and when you buy anything from those links, I get a commission. So guys, you guys should just, you know, knock yourselves out buying. Yeah, because you love me. Anyway, so this was me when I was done putting all of the stickers, and they were so cute. I hope I get to do this again soon because I really enjoyed it. Anyway, so the same way I took them from the containers, came in this carton, so it was really handy for me to ship the, like, to transport the cake jars in this carton, because like they kind of fitted so perfectly. So I just packed them and sent them to the owner just like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video because I really enjoyed making it for you guys. Thank you for always watching my videos, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.